With Oscar season right around the corner, it is time for me to give my predictions on the nominations of what might happen in 2026's Oscars, which is going to be incredible. I have some very, very crazy throws and picks in here, so without further ado, strap yourselves in because we're starting with Best Supporting Actress. We are starting off strong here once again with Elle Fanning with Sentimental Value. I absolutely love Elle Fanning. She was also in Predator Badlands. I am obsessed with her acting ability. She is just incredible. I also have Teyana Taylor, who is, of course, in One Battle After Another. And, of course, we have, I'm going to have to read this out because I will always mess up this name. I have Inga Ibsdottir Lilius from Sentimental Value as well. I am obsessed with Sentimental Value, by the way. It's such an incredible film. And here is my out of the blue pick. Now, if you want to count this actress as a best actress or best supporting actress, I think it will be a crime that this person is going to get snubbed for an Oscar, and that is Sally Hawkins in Bring Her Back by the Raka Raka brothers. Now, this might just be the horror fanatic in me, but Sally Hawkins' performance in Bring Her Back is absolutely mesmerizing. And if you have not seen Bring Her Back, go and treat yourself, because Bring Her Back is such an incredible story, and I'm so annoyed that I guarantee you it's going to get snubbed for the Oscars, and I will always be really annoyed about that because the Oscars will never ever acknowledge horror films except for one on this list, which will obviously win something. We'll get into that in a bit. But now we're heading on to Best Supporting Actor. And of course, again, we have the two-peat from One Battle After Another with Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro. We also have Stellan Skarsgård, of course, for Sentimental Value, of course. And then, of course, we have my dream pick, who I hope wins, of course, as I'm an Irish person. I hope Paul Mescal wins it for Hamnet. Now, do I think he'll win it? Possibly not. I've actually got Stellan Skarsgård to go and win this Oscar. I would love for him to win that, but of course, Paul Mescal will be the one pick I truly, truly want to win this Oscar, because that would just be absolutely incredible. Now we have my options for Best Actress. Now, the reason why I didn't actually know to put Sally Hawkins in Best Supporting or Best Actress, she's also in this category as well. Now, the reason I've gone for Sally Hawkins again and obviously Best Actor is, of course, I didn't actually know which category she might go under, but the reason I'm going for this is because Amy Madigan, who plays the woman and the grandma in Weapons, has also been tipped to get nominated for an Oscar here, which I personally, hear me out, I don't fully agree with. I personally think that if she is eligible for an Oscar, then Sally Hawkins should more than apply herself for an Oscar nomination with her performance. So personally, I do not think Amy Madigan's performance in Weapons justifies an Oscar nom, but however, I do think she was incredible, but just not an Oscar nomination for me. However, we do have Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You. I would love for Rose Byrne to win it. I love her as an actress. She's just incredible. Ever since I saw her in 28 Weeks Later, I just love her as an actress. We also have Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another. I just think she's incredible. She carries that third act of the film on her shoulders, in my opinion. Hear me out. It might be a crazy take, but that's just my opinion. And of course, we then have Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Of course, Hamnet will definitely get all the noms. Will it win anything? I personally don't know, but it would be awesome if it did. Hopefully, Paul Mescal. Let's pray. Then we have our Best Director. So we have obviously One Battle After Another's director, Paul Thomas Anderson, is a guarantee. He's going to get nominated for this, whether he wins. Hopefully not, because my next pick is, of course, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. This is my main pick for all of the Oscars, is just give Sinners everything. I hope it absolutely wipes the floor with the Oscars. If it does, it will definitely win Best Score. It has to. I'll be so annoyed if Wicked for Good wins any awards this year. For me, I don't think Wicked was an incredible film. Now, obviously, just might be someone who just prefers the OG Wizard of Oz, of course, but to me, I don't think that Wicked for Good should get the score nomination this year. I think Sinners will get it and hopefully win it. But Sinners, Ryan Coogler for Best Directors, without a shadow of a doubt. We then, of course, have, I would love for this director to win it. Of course, we have Chloe Zhao. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, for Hamnet as well. I would love for Chloe Zhao to win this. This would be an awesome, awesome win. However, again, as I said, Hamnet will probably be nominated for a lot of things, but if it will pick up any Oscars, I truly just don't know. And then, of course, we have Josh Safdie, who is doing Marty Supreme. I think Marty Supreme might be the dark horse for the Oscars this year. Now, as someone who has only just seen Marty Supreme, because it's only just released in Ireland, I might have a bit of, recency bias with it, but I really, really enjoyed Marty Supreme. So hopefully we get some Marty love here, but there is some other actors and actresses and directors that I would love to see actually kind of go past Marty Supreme, but it would be pretty awesome to see if Josh Safdie could possibly pick up an Oscar here for Marty Supreme. Now we get on to the interesting one. This is Best Actor. Now I have some curveballs in here for sure. Let's get off with the obvious one. We have Leo for One Battle After Another. That's a given. We have Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, of course. Again, a given. Now this might be a wild one. I think Cooper Hoffman for The Long Walk more than deserves one, or David Johnson more than deserves one for The Long Walk. That might be a crazy take for me, but I do not care. I personally think that that is a valid take. It should be the case, and for me, should be eligible. I think The Long Walk should be at the Oscars. If it isn't, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed. Will it be at the Oscars? Probably not, because it doesn't have the push for it, but I will be thoroughly disappointed because this was a hidden gem from this year. And then another one, kind of a different one as well, but I absolutely adored Magazine Dreams, and I think Jonathan Major more than justifies himself for an Oscar nomination for that film as well. A film all about bodybuilding, something I've never actually seen before, and an absolutely stellar film at that. It is a masterpiece. If you have not seen Magazine Dreams, go and once again treat yourself, because it's an absolute masterpiece in cinema. And then we have, of course, Ethan Hawke, and then Timothée Chalamet once again. So hopefully we can get some curveballs in there. Is there a bit ones that are a bit too far-fetched? Who knows? I honestly don't know, but it'd be very, very interesting to see what ends up happening with the Oscars for Best Actor. And lastly, we are heading into Best Picture. Now let's get the obvious ones out of the way once again. Of course, Sinners and One Battle After Another has to be in there. We also have Hamnet, of course, Sentimental Value, of course, as well, along with Marty Supreme. And here are my two curveballs, which I've mentioned previously. I have Magazine Dreams and The Long Walk. However, do I think those two films will get nominated? Probably not. I think the Oscars are pretty much set in stone with One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Sentimental Value, Sinners, etc. I think that's probably set in stone, but I would love those curveballs to be thrown in there, get the justification, and obviously just the popularity they deserve because they are incredible films. But yeah, that's my predictions for the Oscars for 2026. Let me know what you think of the predictions in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button down below. Make sure to comment your predictions in the comments below, of course. I really appreciate all the support on the channel recently. It's been absolutely incredible. So thank you all so much for watching. I will check you in the next video, and as always, have the most amazing day. Stay safe.